Welcome to V2, Virginia's Vanguards, another episode. And we are ready to rock and roll with somebody that I've had the pleasure of knowing for a little while now, and
Little
that's
while.
Dr. Omega Wilson. She's a tremendous inspiration, which is a big thing for our podcast, right? The idea that we're inspiring Black and Brown business owners or soon to be business owners across the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I know from following her on social media, et cetera, that Dr. Wilson is that girl, right? She
Oh,
is
thank
that
you.
girl because um, everything we do here again is showing people because you can't be it until you see it. Showing
Mm.
people how others have traversed their entrepreneurial journey, and Dr. Wilson in the leadership space and keynote speaker space, you've carved out a nice little niche for yourself. So I'm so happy to have you on the show.
I'm so happy, honored, and delighted that you asked me to be on here. This is cool. This is really cool. And thank you for all the kind words. I really appreciate that.
Well, I mean, it's kind because it's true.
Thank you.
I'm excited for the listeners who don't already know you to get to know a little bit more about you. So why don't we just jump in with that? Tell us what you're doing now, but also a little bit about how you arrived to now.
Yeah. So currently, I am the founder and CEO of Innovative Strategies Consulting. I'm a leadership development coach and an educational consultant, and it's really crazy how I landed here. I like to tell people, I told somebody yesterday, I was talking to a client, and I told her it just feels like God just handed me his hand and said, hold on. And I'm like, where are we going? And he was like, just come along, hold on, just keep hold my hand. Because I did not plan any of this. I like to tell my clients that they are so much farther than where I was, while I was on my journey. I started out at Virginia Union. I didn't know I was going to in education. I was not an education major. My mom is a retired teacher. My dad, rest his soul, retired pastor and professor. And they both told me to take education courses the whole time I was at Virginia Union. Smarty Pants did not listen. So I had to go home and eat some humble pie and became a secretary, which worked out in the end for me. But anyway, I started out in education in 1991, I believe, as a board sub.
Okay.
From there, became a teacher, principal, director of high schools for Henrico County here in Virginia. I was principal of Hermitage. That was my best job I ever had
Wow.
because of the people who worked with me, the people who lifted me, held me up, just held me down. They were
Yeah.
amazing. The culture we created was phenomenal. Went on to be director of high schools for Henrico, where I was overseeing the 10 high schools in the county. Took an early retirement to be vice president of operations for a dropout recovery program, something I had not planned to do, but the opportunity came and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it, where the hours are really, really flexible and everything.
Sure. Sure.
Then I just decided to go full time with my business. Formed this business in 2014. And honestly, it was as though I really did wake up one morning and say, I think I want to start a business. I think I want to be a consultant. I can do this. It wasn't something, let me map out my 5-year plan. It was not that type of party for me. And I started doing some research and kind of just stepped on out there. In
Yeah.
2020, my business blew up because of the pandemic. It worked out for me. A lot of people were trying to figure out what is it that I'm gonna do. I need help. So I started a cohort, the Assistant Principal Academy. It's designed to grow aspiring administrators. I'm proud to say 98% of our participants have been promoted. We won't get to 100 ever, simply because some people left the profession.
Okay.
But we started cohort one in 2020 and cohort 11 ended in 2023. Never in a million years would I have imagined that we would have done 11 cohorts. It's strong. And so many people are still asking for our services now, wanting to join the cohort, different things. And also, in addition to the cohort, I do a lot of, like you said, keynoting, public speaking, professional learning, working with school divisions, churches, leadership teams, helping people
Yeah.
to grow to the next level. That's my passion right there. I absolutely love it. I love it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's really cool to hear that this has been like an organic process and an organic journey for you because I think, like you said, so many people are worried about having their 5-step plan or their 3-year path or
Yeah.
whatever it is. And don't get me wrong, I like to put it in writing, and
Yeah.
I'm a vision person,
Yeah.
etc. But ultimately, I think what's supposed to happen did happen or
Yeah.
does happen.
Exactly.
And so even though mom and dad couldn't strong arm you back in college to do what you were supposed to do on the class side, what was
Right.
supposed to happen, which is getting into that educational space, did happen. And so that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
um so one of the things you mentioned is tracking results, right? And I think for consultants in particular, and I was a consultant for a little bit when I was in the government, the federal government,
Okay.
but for consultants in particular, that's huge, right? I mean, you need to show folks that you're not just out here talking a good game. The work that you do with these individuals is turning into something real, something tangible, something that you can
Oh, yeah.
objectively say,
Yeah.
"Look what we did.
Yeah.
Look what you did." Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you 100% because as you know, there's so many people out here, and not to throw shade on anybody. I'm not that person. But so many people are calling themselves coaches and mentors, but where is the fruit on your tree? Where's your proven track record of success? Who have you really helped? Let's see your gains,
Hmm.
because a lot of people are steering a lot of people wrong for money. And I told a client yesterday, yeah, this I have to eat, of course, but this is deeper than money for me. This is like a ministry because I know that I have a skill set, and why I'm not a gatekeeper. I want to help people. I really want to help people grow, and I love seeing that light bulb come on for people. So yeah, I strongly believe that it's important for you to have fruit on the tree. It's important for you to, do a temperature check and see where you are as far as your clients are, as far as what you've learned as well. Because as a leader, we never stop learning.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't say that you've arrived. None of us have ever arrived, but it's important for you to know, do that fruit check sometime.
Yeah, no question. So every business, the three components, right? Marketing and sales, the service, the product, right? The operational side, and then the financial side. I want to get into your first clients. I mean, you said you just hung out a shingle, so to speak, as we say in the legal world. But were people coming to you already and asking you for advice, and you thought, wait a second, I'm already giving this advice. I might as well, I might as well get paid for it. Like, how did that happen for you?
Yeah, that's the way it happened, Christian, to be honest with you, because when I started my consulting business in 2014, I was director of high schools. So I had people knew I had a skill set. They knew I knew a little bit. Okay. So I had been principal of Hermitage for 5 years, where I was overseeing leaders, building leaders, growing leaders, creating leaders. But then when I became director of high schools, of course, I was doing a little bit more professional development, professional learning, and growing more people, mentoring more people, I would say. So people would see me more so in the public eye. I was not on social media at all, nowhere on social media, but it was pretty much word of mouth. So people started coming to me and saying, "Can you help me? Can you mentor me? Can you coach me? Hey, can you come speak at our event?" And I started saying, I mean, not just about the money, but I knew if I can help this pot of people here, I can help so many people, not only in the country, but throughout the world. So I prayed for that part. I did pray for that, after we expanded, after a few years, I'm like, Lord, enlarge my territory. Let me be able to help people on an international level. And we went international, I think it was 3 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I can't remember. Sorry. But yeah, it was something that I knew that I could do on a bigger scale. I knew God didn't just place me here respectfully just for Henrico County or Virginia. I knew that what I know I could share with more people.
So this is really cool. I've heard you say "we" a couple of times, so I want to dig into that just a little bit because it suggests to me that you've got a team behind you, support. Now, I always harken back to reading, one of Tony Robbins' books, and he was talking about how he started out. He had these grand dreams, and he was going to do all these amazing things, and then he found himself in the middle of the day picking up his dry cleaning,
Uh,
and he said to himself, what am I doing?
yeah,
Like, this is not my highest and
yeah,
best use, right? This isn't where I'm going to bring value to anybody in the world. And so that's when he figured out, even if it's just for 10 hours a week, I have to hire somebody
yes,
and be able to do the stuff that I'm supposed to do. So
yeah.
when did that revelation come for you that, hey, I need team. I need people.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. I've always had the one thing that I can say, I've always had a strong support system, even back to my Hermitage days. I mean, I was the principal of the school, but I had a dream team of people surrounding me who knew they wanted to make me look good. Never did they want the praise. Never did they want the attention. Never did they want the accolades. That bled over into my business when I started it in 2014. My
Okay.
two strongest staff members now, Harvey Stone and Teresa Steele, are retired, former teachers from Hermitage, my right and left hand. I'm not going to say I don't make a move without them, but when I have something big to do, I'm like, hey, we need to meet, but I love running things by them. They're very transparent with me, and I call them my dream team because they can dream, man. I mean, they can dream. They can come up with some stuff. I'm like, I got to do this and whatever, whatever. This here's our next assignment. I'm like, what do you think about this? And they're like, no, we're not going to do it that way. We're going to do it this way. This is a little better. But you need those people who are going to kind of shake you and jolt you and put you back on the right track, who are going to really be concerned about you, not just say, well, you're the leader, go out there and do it yourself or figure it out. And whatever you say goes. So I'm so proud of the team that I have who supports me, who looks out for my best interests. Those are my major two people who really, really hold me down, especially when it comes to us having a big project to do. Harvey and Teresa, they're my right and left hand. And like I said, they're former teachers from Hermitage. And
Well,
Harvey
that,
was a former student at
wow.
Hermitage. He was a student at Hermitage when I was a teacher. I was his class sponsor junior year. We
Nice.
organized the prom. Is that crazy? We organized the prom together, and now he's sitting on my right hand.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's full circle, and you planted that seed, and you
Yes.
didn't know that at some point that seed was going to
Oh,
be something to flower, in
no.
your own garden. But
No, never did I know, never did I imagine, never did I plan it. I mean, we are thick as thieves, it's deeper than work for us. We're
mhm,
family. We're family, man.
love it, love it.
Yeah.
This is Christian Simpson, and I'm with Virginia Injury Law. We're the proud sponsors of V2, Virginia's Vanguards, and we are indeed the largest Black owned personal injury firm in Virginia. Look us up at 1 800 CRASH VA or crashva.com, and you can find me online at Call Christian VA.
Yeah.
So, one of the things that the leaders, in any type of organization have to do is delegate and elevate, right? And they've
Mhm.
got to empower folks. And I know that you are more than just show, and you mentioned it without being you're diplomatic about it, so you don't want to throw shade on anybody. But there are a lot of folks out there who do not have actual training on how to be a coach, right?
Mhm.
And sure, they've got plenty of experience, but it's a different thing to coach and to extract things out of people.
Yeah.
um but I know that you have that training, you have the certification through John Maxwell, who is one of the preeminent thought leaders in the
Mhm.
executive coaching space and leadership space.
Mhm.
um when did you decide to pursue that, and how has that informed how you grow your business?
That's a wild follow-up question because guess who told me we needed to be John Maxwell certified, Teresa, in 2015. Yeah.
Okay.
Once we started the business, she
So
was like,
early, so really early.
oh, really early. I
Yeah.
became certified. We became certified in 2015 as a team. We became
Nice.
certified. She was like, we need to get certified. we need to go to this conference. And I'm like, I don't, what? It was just like, what are we doing? I don't even know. What, go here for what? Get certified for what? But I trusted her enough to know that she knew what she was talking about. She'd never steered me wrong before. So I
Hmm.
knew the value of John Maxwell, first of all, because most educators know who John Maxwell is. We read his leadership books. As you know, he's written over 100 books on leadership. So I trusted that in her, but I also knew that I needed some more coaching. I didn't want to be that person, Christian, who was out here winging it,
Hmm.
or as we
Hmm.
used to say, faking the funk. I didn't want to be that person. And it wasn't about the credentials necessarily with the letters behind your name, because anybody can have letters behind their name and not have that skill set and that knowledge. But I wanted to know what I did not know. Okay. Number one, I knew that I needed a mentor, and John Maxwell is absolutely amazing and phenomenal. And today, I'm an executive director on the Maxwell leadership team. Who would have ever thought? So I'm really, really thankful for that guidance that I get from the Maxwell leadership team, the skill set, the family, all of that. Also, one of my mentors is local. And I mean, I don't make a strong move without running it by him, Mr. Bill Parker, who used to be principal of Henrico High School. So I say all of that to say he started mentoring me in 19 no, it wasn't. It was 2009. I said 19.
Okay.
2009 when I became principal of Hermitage. And I didn't even know I needed a mentor at that time. I didn't know. The word is, everybody throws the word around right now, but he really started pouring into me. And
Yeah.
that's really, really important for anybody who wants to do anything in life. Find a mentor. Don't try to figure it out by yourself. The blueprint has already been created. All you got to do is lock arms with somebody who is willing to push, pull, and lift you to the top, and it makes it
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah, I love hearing that. I love hearing that. I know, in my business, I've made probably the biggest strides when you take the ego out of it, and you look at people out there who are doing the things that you want to do. And I mean, I'll tell you what's crazy about it, and I tell young folks this all the time, is I rarely get a no. I rarely get when I reach out to other business owners and say, "Hey, can I get you for 30 minutes? I love what you're doing. I see, how you're moving, and I'm really impressed and just want to get some insights."
Mhm.
I mean, it's been phenomenal. Even the no's have been situations where they've said, "I don't have the bandwidth right now. I can meet
Right.
with you maybe one time, but here's some resources,
Right.
right? Based on
Right.
what you're telling me."
Uh-huh.
People are willing to share.
People are willing to
It's
share. People are willing
yeah,
to help you. It's a beautiful thing, like you said. People really do wanna help, and all you have to do is just ask. Step outside your comfort zone. Don't be afraid, and if you are afraid, do it afraid of you, as you heard so many times, but just ask for help, you
yeah,
know? Don't be
yeah.
afraid to do it. Everybody had to start somewhere. Ask. You'd be surprised at the number of people who will help you.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So, all right, I got to ask. I sort of made a mental note to myself when you said we went international. Now, was this intentional when it happened, or was it organic again? Where now you're on social media, the reach is broader because someone either reads your book or sees an excerpt on a reel or something like that, and they just happen to be in the Dominican Republic, or they happen to be in Europe or Asia? I mean, how did that develop?
I think it was kind of both, to be honest with you. We had already expanded throughout the United States years ago. And I'm like, this would be really, really cool to go abroad with this. I really want to help more people, just not the US needs to hear me. Other people need help too. I prayed to God. God said, "Ask and you shall receive." I firmly believe that. Prayed to God. And I think it was maybe months later, a young lady in Nigeria, educator, reached out to me and said, "Hey, I need your help. Can you mentor me?" That was one of my proudest moments. We set up a Zoom. I will never forget it. It was a Sunday. My parents were here. I took my camera around to my whole family. I'm like, "Look, here's Malika's. Look, this is my family." I introduced my whole family to her. For obvious reasons, I was proud, number one, but number two, I was so thankful that God had answered my prayer where I was able to help her. and still help her today. But yeah, we've oh God, I don't even know how many countries we've touched so far. We're getting ready to do, which I'm gonna announce within the next week or so. We have a collab coming up with Kenya, a sister over in Kenya, Africa, which is gonna be absolutely amazing. But yeah, it was kind of like a little bit of both. I didn't
Well,
go tapping people.
don't be shy now, because this isn't the time to be shy. I want to hear it. So give me a sample. How about that? You don't have to go through the
Yeah.
list, but give me a sample of
Oh,
some
I
of the
won't be
countries
shy.
and
I won't be
uh,
shy. Yeah, we're doing a collab for leaders, female
yeah.
leaders. We're going to take just a select few, a strong number, but we're going to do an intensive, a 3 hour intensive in June. Sorry, I can't remember the date, the end of June. Together, we are partnering to do a 3 hour intensive leadership masterclass for women who want to grow to the next level. I'm telling you, we're putting some time, some energy into this thing, and it's going to be phenomenal. She's a powerhouse. Coach Alice from Kenya, she's a powerhouse, of course. I like to thank God for blessing me to be a powerhouse. We're giving it all to you. So,
So
anybody who is interested, make sure you check out my page. I think we're releasing the flyer
yeah.
either this week or early next week. And maybe by the weekend, we'll have it out.
Awesome, awesome. So I'm curious, right?
Yeah.
I think I know the answer, but I'll let you be the one to really give us some insight on this. I'm curious, as you talk to people, different walks of life, different, types of communities, are they experiencing the same sorts of challenges with respect to whether it's their own, belief in self, whether it's their own challenges with communicating effectively. I think I know the answer to this, but I want you to talk about it because you're hearing different accents and with English, and you're hearing all. But I suspect these problems are ones that you see no matter where you are.
It's worldwide, wide Christian. It's incredible. And this is something that I didn't sit down and think about and imagine that this was happening throughout the with anyone. I've never been that person with imposter syndrome. My parents put something different. Not saying I'm better than anybody, but I knew I belonged in the room. Every single room I belong in. But it amazes me how many people module 1 of the Assistant Principal Academy is mindset. Anytime I do a one-to-one consultation, that's the first thing we target mindset. The second thing is
Love it,
communication. And the
love it.
reason we go in that order is because my job as your coach, as your mentor, is to trick you into believing in yourself. I'm going to brainwash you into letting you know you are that person. You can do anything you want to do. I always tell people you can do anything. I don't care what it is. If you want to build a house from with your hands, you can do it. It's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. You have to believe in yourself. All right. Number one. Number two, we go heavy on communication. That's the number one reason why marriages fail, relationships fail, people get fired, whatever, because of
Mhm.
lack of communication. So, one of the major things I tell people or teach people how to do is communicate effectively and efficiently so that you can be on the same page with whoever it is that is supervising you or who you're supervising or who you're communicating with. Being in a strong relationship, and I'm not talking about marriage necessarily, but just in a working relationship, it's important to know how to communicate with people. But going back to mindset, it really I think that was the number one thing that really amazed me in this work is a number of people who don't believe in themselves. And I'm like, why haven't you gotten the promotion yet? Why haven't you started your own business? Why haven't you written the book? Well, I don't know. I mean, can I? Why can't you? Why can't you? You are
What's
holding
stopping you?
yourself
Yeah,
back.
what's stopping you?
Yes. You're holding yourself back. And so many times, John Maxwell always says the hardest person to lead is who? Yourself. Simply because we have all these voices in our head telling us we're not good enough, or you're not worthy, or you're too dumb, or they're not going to like you, or they're going to laugh at you. Forget all of that foolishness. Go out there and just be great. Be your own kind of great. Be who you want to be. Do what you want to do. What's holding you back? Take the limits off. I said that last year. That's still on my wall in my office upstairs. People are like, what's your New Year's resolution? I don't have a resolution. I just have my whole thing is I will not limit God. with anything I do. I'm not going to limit God.
Yeah, that's such a beautiful way to express it too, because and I think we both it sounds like I share something with you in terms of having parents, and in my case, definitely my mother in particular, who at certain points I was like, this woman might be crazy because her her belief, in each one of us, each one of obviously myself, my siblings, etc. I was like, this woman is out here. Like, I mean, but
Yes.
she just was resolute that
Yeah.
we were all special. I mean, and
Yes.
and more, and sometimes, not put down other kids, but you're like, oh, you're the best one
Right.
you're the smartest in the class. You're the best in.
Right.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't think I am, but I'm glad
Yeah.
you do, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's amazing though how that shapes us,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
how that in moments of uncertainty, moments of doubt,
Mhm.
all of a sudden you're like, nah, people think I can do this, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why can't I do it? Let
Right.
me jump into this. Let me
Yeah.
step into this. And
Step into it.
um yeah, yeah. It's interesting though, as you talk about something that's focused on women leaders. Have you found that, in terms of your clientele, there are, folks that gravitate towards you because, you present as a strong female leader?
Yeah, I think my highest clientele revolves around Black women.
Hmm.
And simply because I know I can only speak for Black women because that's all I know. Of course, as I am a Black woman, I know that we take pride in finding people who look like us be successful. We want to see that, somebody who we can relate to. That helps us a lot because no shade on anybody else, any race or the other gender, of course. But somebody can look at me and be like, that's Omega. Oh, shoot, Omega can do it. I can do it too. And she's got to help me. She's been through some of the same things I've been through. She encounters some of the same things I encounter when I'm in the, whether
Yes.
it's the angry Black woman or having to prove yourself or having to do a little bit more than the next person. Yeah, I can relate to her. Sometimes we just want to be able to relate to people, which is going to help in us strengthen our skill set overall. But I don't just work with Black women. Of course, I work with everyone. I mean, I've promoted or been a part of many people, the promotion of many people, Black,
Yeah.
white, Asian, Indian, African, male,
Yeah.
female. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and it's cool. I mean, obviously, with my business, the majority of my clientele look like me and you, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I love it. I love
I
being
love it.
there for the community,
Hmm.
and yet it's also, to your point, you know, we're here first and foremost to help, right?
Yeah.
I heard you say it earlier, and I loved it because I think Patrick Lencioni, right, who's written all those great books,
Hmm.
he talks about folks who are more focused on the responsibilities, right,
Mm.
as opposed to the rewards.
Yes.
That's where you find the true leaders, folks who
Yeah.
embrace the responsibility of
Yes.
leadership,
Yes.
and part of that is saying, look, I can't wait to get out there and help more people,
Mhm.
and then that mindset, there's that word again,
Mhm.
is what translates into the rewards, right? The
Oh, yeah.
rewards are just a byproduct of you embracing the responsibility. And it sounds like, you've understood that from the very beginning.
Well, I understood it from the beginning because I've lived it from the beginning. I know that God has placed a different calling on my life to serve people, to help people. Like I said, this is deeper than money. And I want to go back to something I said about Black women. I can't breeze over the fact that it's true, Christian, as you know, we have to work a little bit harder sometimes in the spaces that we're in, and sometimes, we feel the shaft, we feel the it being ignored or whatever it may be. So I know that it is my responsibility to help people work through that.
Yeah.
Some people think that I've tried, I applied, I'm doing the work, they didn't hire me. Oh, well, I just made a post today that if you're not valued and you're not worthy, you can dip anytime. You don't have to stay there. You don't
Yeah.
have to stay in that space. There's somebody out there who's going to see your worth. There's somebody out there who's going to value you. There's somebody out there who's going to appreciate you. But the number of people who are stuck and feel like they have to stay stuck, it is alarming, man. I'm not even going to kid you. It's alarming and it's both disturbing as well.
This is a great conversation that we're having around this because folks have come to me and I've uh, talked to them about obviously their career situation or financial situation, etc. And I'm interested to know, and maybe you have some examples, though they'll probably be even better. Some of the ways that you help people show up in a space with the sort of confidence, with the sort of mindset that you're describing, that's authentic to who they are, because not everybody is Dr. O, right? Not everybody, I can feel your presence through the computer screen, and we've obviously been each other's presence physically. I know,
Yeah.
the energy that you're bringing, but how they can be their authentic selves and present in a way that shows, hey, like you said, I belong here. This is where I'm supposed to be.
I have two examples, and I really want to share this person's name, but she would probably vomit or something. She's my one of my top 5 success stories. Try not to say her name, but if I do, she'll be all right.
She'll have to get over it.
She's gonna have to get over it. She is a true success story. She got in leadership. I think it was in 2021. She took a leap to become an executive director at in higher education. And when she took that leap, she went to a different state. She didn't ask me for permission, but she asked me what I thought, and I said, "Go for it. Run. You don't have children, you're not married. This will strengthen your resume. You don't have to stay for 100 years. Go do it and be great at it." She went to that particular school and was nervous as I do not know what. I have worked with people who were that nervous, but to the point where she would call me some mornings. We had to say affirmations together. We had to pray together. She told me she was not going to the board meeting to present. She told somebody else in her department to present. That person
Mm.
told her, "No, ma'am, you're presenting." He was trying to help her too. And I told her, "You're going to present." I put Eric Thomas on her. I put everybody that I could think of. I'm like, on your way to work, listen to this over and over again. To see the growth that she has made today, where she's making decisions on her own, where she's standing up for herself, she's not being marched over, walked over, being talked down to, is just amazing. But I'm not going to attribute all of that to me, but the light
She
bulb
did the
came
work.
on.
Yeah.
She did
Yeah.
the work. She
Yeah.
did the work, even to the point, Christian, where she told me, "I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm coming on home." I said, "No, you're not. I will come up there and fist fight you before you come home. You're not coming home to embarrass yourself. You're going to stay up there." And she did. I'm so proud of the work that she did. And she tells me now some of the things, "That's what I did today." And I'm so proud of myself. And I love that. I love to see the growth that people made. The other thing, I got a new client yesterday who told me that she started an LLC maybe 5 years ago,
Okay.
where she wants to empower women. And she's like, "I've just been sitting on it. I started doing it a little bit and I just stopped." And I'm like, "Why?" And the more I could hear her talking, I heard her passion coming through. I'm getting fired up on the other end of the phone. And I'm like, "Girl, you're created for this. This is a ministry for you as well. You can do this. Come on in the room. I welcome you. I'm going to help you. I'm going to support you. I'll put you out there. This is not just about me. This is about us winning together. I'll show you all the tricks. I'll put you out there and, make recommendations for you or whatever." So
Yeah.
I just love being able to serve people, being able to help people, just help them shine and grow. I love building leadership capacity. I love it.
That's phenomenal.
Thank you.
I asked the question because I suspected those were going to be some of the examples that you provided,
Yeah, man.
and no doubt about how good that feels. Because I had a similar situation, a gentleman who was already accomplished and was trying to figure out where he was supposed to go. He literally met my mother at
Mm,
at I think it was a funeral. It was a funeral or wedding, right? A
wow.
lot of people gathered in upstate New York, and somehow they gravitated to one another. I think they're both people of deep faith, And somehow they found each other talking, and my mom said to him, "You need to meet my son. You need to,
Mm.
you know, give him a call because I feel like you two are supposed to, to meet each other and talk to one
Wow.
another." So we on an initial phone call of about an hour, because I was driving at the time, here in Virginia, I got a sense of who he was, and he was talking about all these jobs. Oh, they've asked me to go here and do this, and I listened to the reasons why he was struggling with these opportunities, and he had plenty. And towards the end of the call, I said, I thought when we got on the call that it might be a situation where, there was something in my business that I could, bring you on board or something like that, and you could have a position, with what I'm doing. I said, but you're not supposed to work for anybody.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I was like, you're the leader. I was like, you are supposed to be
Oh,
the person making the decisions. And I said, I mean, I don't know you that well, but I mean, in this conversation, that's what I'm feeling from you.
yeah.
And this brother was like, wow, I had never like contemplated. I said, yeah,
Yeah.
I said, I don't even know what it is, like what the actual work is gonna be.
Right.
But that's I was like, that's what I'm hearing. I don't see somebody who's an employee here. I see a business owner. And
Yes.
that's what he's doing now.
Oh,
That's
I
what he's doing
love it.
now.
I
Yeah.
so love that. And I tell people the same thing. And my goal is not to make everybody an entrepreneur because this is a different game, as you know.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
not for the weak. It is not for the faint of heart.
Not at all.
People see the sign in the back and the glitz on the camera, but you got to grind this thing. But
Yeah.
when you see that level of grind in someone, when you see that level of discipline, I like to say, I'll tell people in a heartbeat, yeah, you're not supposed to be working for somebody. Why are you not doing this on your own? Why do you need to stay there? You know? So yeah, I can relate to that 100%. Love it.
Yeah, yeah. So let's go back to, to the business itself, right?
Mhm.
And where you see the business going from here. I mean, you've already expanded beyond borders. You found some niches that are very fruitful for you, and I think authentic to who you are. But I know every couple of years I sit down and do the visioning thing, right?
Mhm.
And try to figure out where I'm taking my business. I suspect
Mhm.
you're doing the same. So tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we sat down and did some visioning, if you will, last year and decided that we want to do more keynoting, public speaking, corporations and companies. That's what we're leaning toward. And that's not to say I'm walking away from education or that I've left education. That's my first love, and I will always be a teacher, if you will. So I'm not leaving saying that I'm not working with public educators or the public school system or higher ed. We'll always do that. But we are doing it on a bigger scale, if you will. We've had, as you know, I think maybe you've seen, I was with the Virginia Lottery earlier this year. I can't remember every company, but working with more corporations, working with more leadership teams, getting in there in the grind, businesses. That's what I'm looking for more so now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And
Bigger audience.
and how have you guys, because once you get that vision, then the next is the strategy piece. What sort of strategy things have popped up for you guys in identifying your ideal clients and
Yeah.
who you want to be in front of?
Yeah, social media has really helped us a lot, to be honest with you, Christian. I mean, honestly speaking, if I put up a post, it's depending on the type of post, someone's going to inbox me or call me or text me and say, "Hey, I heard about you." Or we will honestly set appointments with CEOs and founders of corporations to ask them if we can sit with them and plan, strategize, see how our skill set and our talent can better help them to grow to the next level. How can we come in and pretty much be ghostbusters for your leadership team? That's what I want to do. So yeah, making those types of calls and emails and messaging and word of mouth has helped a lot too. I'm just a lady called me yesterday as I was visiting Sheriff Gregory here in Henrico County. And she was like, I heard about you and I need to talk to you. Can you help me in my company? I'm like, yeah, let's set up a meeting. So a lot has been, my support system is really, really good and they do a lot of recommending, but we need more. We want more.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's tons of folks out there, and
Yeah.
I'm a fan of coaching.
Yeah.
During my time with the government, became an executive coach myself,
Right.
I can, without a question, you know, see and trace the rise of the success of my own business to
Mm-hmm.
when I said, "Hey, let me bring a coach on board.
Yeah.
I'm a bit
Yes.
adrift.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get my feet back under me."
Right.
And that's been everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having that, and now my poor financial people, they're like, how are we spending all this money on people coaching you? we we seem to keep adding coaches and consultants, but look, I feel like those are individuals, folks like you and others, that you're paying for speed, right? Those are things that you can learn on your own, but the folks that have already, as you said, walk the walk, been in that space, you hire the right one, bring the right one aboard on your team, and they've seen these challenges. They've already worked through them. And why are you going to beat yourself over the head if,
Right.
for a limited engagement, but
Right.
certainly long enough, you can just gain all that expertise right there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, I'm a 100% proponent of the coaching.
Yes, yes. The coaching is everything. If you need anybody who needs a mentor or a coach, do my shameless plug right here. Make sure you contact me. I am willing to come in to work with you personally, with your leadership team. We make it work. We give you your ceiling is going to be our floor, as we say on the
Yeah,
Maxwell leadership team. We're going to give you a little bit more than what you're asking for, but growing leaders and helping people to achieve and accomplish their goals, that's our number one right there.
love it. Love all of it. All
Yeah.
right, so I got my wild card question, and then I'll let you go. So, um, God forbid this is your last meal, and you have this one last meal to enjoy. What is on that plate for your last meal, Doctor O?
Food wise, what am I going to eat?
Yeah, what are you gonna eat for that last
You're
meal?
gonna
Dessert and
laugh
everything.
at
I want to know what you really, really
you
love.
are gonna laugh. You're gonna think I'm playing. I want a good salad. I want an
Stop it.
I'm
I I mean, what?
kidding you.
Okay,
I
all right.
want a
Well,
good salad, a
okay,
delicious, amazing salad. Go ahead and slap a triple layer chocolate cake on there. That's
okay,
what I
all
want.
right,
And some fries. Let me put that on there.
all right. I
An
was gonna
amazing
say, okay.
salad, some delicious fries, and a 3-layer chocolate cake. I'm good to go. Let me
Now,
wash it
what?
down with some water.
Talk to me about this salad, because this got to be like the salad of a lifetime at this point. Is there any protein in it? Is like,
I
what are
don't
you
have
putting in
to
the
have the
salad?
protein as long as my trainer's not around. I don't have to have the protein. So I'm a 17-year vegetarian.
Got
I've
it.
been a
Okay,
vegetarian for 17 years. So I mean, I'm not going to say a steak or some lobster or some fried chicken. That's not going to be what I want.
okay,
This past September, I hired a trainer and he has turned me, I don't like to say it publicly because if I want to eat a bag of Doritos one day, I don't want you to be like, you said you were a vegan. So since September, I've been a vegan.
okay.
Drinking you can't see it. Yeah. I drink 2
You
shakes a
got green
day.
juice and everything. Yeah,
I got
yeah.
everything. So I've kind of like, he's brainwashed me. He's tricked me into believing you don't need all that stuff. But if I can have one good salad
Yeah, yeah,
with some good old fries and a cake, I'll be all right. But yeah, I'm a vegetarian, which stems back to my parents. Like you said, they trained us, reared us right. And when we were growing up, my dad was a diabetic, high blood pressure, all that. So we had to eat right. So I grew up Christian eating Brussels sprouts and beets and broccoli and all the nasty stuff and things that are popular today. So I
yeah.
think that's why I turned out to be a vegetarian anyway, but it wasn't something that I planned. It just happened that way, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's what I would eat.
That's
What about
fantastic.
you? What's on your plate?
I no, I'm not gonna share that at the moment. But I'll share a story that is food is medicine story since you took us down this path
Oh
to
my
close out the
lord.
show.
You were gonna eat a big steak, weren't you? You can say it, or some fried chicken or something.
So back to my mom. My mother uh unfortunately had a cancer diagnosis
Okay.
years ago.
Sorry about
And one of the things she did, a part, I mean, foundational for her leaning into her faith, but one of the things she did was she changed her diet
Mm,
tremendously, and a lot of what, she did was around, around juicing and
mhm.
having really just, fruits and vegetables and so on and so forth. So,
Ow.
so during that time period, she made a complete U-turn. I mean, there's still foods that are native to, to where we're from in West Africa and Liberia that she's modified, right? So that she can still enjoy. But but I'm telling you, I think the combination of her faith and her food, and community, like, I mean, she's cancer free, right, and has
Wow.
been for years.
Wow.
But it was one of those things that I was like, you know what, and I'm increasingly now. I got a trainer as well. My wife and I gifted that, to ourselves for 2025. We gifted ourselves a personal trainer, and
Yay.
yes, indeed. So we've been doing that, and then recently, we're like, we don't really drink alcohol anymore.
Really? I don't drink
Yeah,
alcohol
it's
anyway.
rare.
I
It's
probably
one of
take
these
too much.
things, and I was talking to your friend, who's on the radio about this,
Huh,
but I kinda scoffed at it when my wife brought it up, and then
uh-huh.
all of a sudden I'm like, even when I do have it, like, it's literally one drink, and sometimes I don't even finish the drink.
Okay.
So things on that alcohol front are starting to shift for me all of a sudden,
Okay.
where I'm just not I'm just not really doing it as
Not
much, you
feeling
know what I
it.
mean?
See?
So
Get it out your system. Get it
yeah,
out your
yeah,
system.
yeah.
And you might want a salad for your last meal.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, Dr. Wilson, this has been a great conversation. I'm
It's been
so glad you
phenomenal.
gave us some time here on V2, and please, this is the moment. Share how people can get a hold of you if they
Yeah.
would love to work with you.
Please. Thank you so much. Feel free to contact me. I'll give you my direct phone number. It's 804-218-1410. Again, that is 804-218-1410. You can even email me at ISC, like Innovative Strategies Consulting, ISCLLC dot consulting at gmail.com. I'd love to work with you, keynote with you, do some professional learning with you, even do some one to one. But if your team needs some help, if you're just stuck and feeling like, hey, we need somebody to push us, a lot of I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of morale is low throughout the country, I will say. If you need some morale pushing going on, summer is here. You did not meet your half the year mark. Call me in. I got you. We can do some month to month, whatever it is that you want. Also, can I talk about a women's empowerment brunch?
Please.
We host, this is our eighth annual one, Christian. Can you believe it? Our eighth,
I
our,
can. I love it. Love it.
yes,
It's
I
amazing.
hope you're probably going to be out of town this year
I'm
again.
I'm always traveling, but we'll
You're
see. We'll
always
see.
traveling, but you support us, and that's all that matters. I really appreciate it. Your team supports us as well. So this is our eighth annual Women's Empowerment Brunch. Okay. Each year we host a scholarship fundraiser in the name of my parents. And this year we are hosting it on August the 2nd, at 11 o'clock I'm sorry, from at 11 o'clock at the Hilton Short Pump here in Richmond. It's an opportunity to help us send kids to college, and we welcome you. We want you to come and support us. We want you to make a donation to help us send students to college. You can contact me the same way. If you're willing to be a supporter, please reach out to me and let me know. We send five, this year we're giving away five $1,000 scholarships. I'll post those awardees soon. But yeah, come on in the room and help us. And it is an amazing event. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, so what she's talking about in terms of me
Yeah.
not being there is that it falls on my birthday week, and so I'm
Oh, is it your
typically
birthday?
traveling during that time period, but we have supported it over the past
Oh,
few years, and certainly will do so again. I
thank
mean,
you.
you know it's one of those things, like, you're in our budget now, like our yearly budget. So
Thank you.
So
Yay!
that
And it's for a great
that
cause, and it's
that's on lock at
that's
this
on
point.
lock, and you're not just traveling. It's not like you're at Virginia Beach or you're up in DC. You're always out of the country completely.
I
So
know, I
not
know.
like you
We
could come back and forth or anything like that. But we really appreciate you supporting us as you have. You're helping us to send kids to college. That's another arm of our business, as you know. But for you to be able to support us, it means the world to us. It really does.
No, I'm about those things that
Yeah.
that are benefiting both community but also young people.
Hmm.
That I think that's just phenomenal.
Hmm.
All right, Dr. O, thank you so very much. Continued success because when you're successful, your impact because of the work that you do is just magnified, four, five, tenfold. And so that's the kind of success we all want to see.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me on here. I wish you and your business, of course, much more success and God bless you. Thank you so much. And think about what you're going to put on that plate.
Will do. Will do.
Thank you.
All right, we're good. Thanks, Nico.
Thank you, Nico.